If you are building a micro SaaS and sales still feel unpredictable, this video is for you. This is for early stage SaaS founder and micro SaaS builders, especially for technical founders. If you already have a full sales team and someone running operation for you, this will still help, but it's built for founder that's still selling by themselves. Here is a problem I see over and over. You work hard, your product might be good, but sales still feel like luck. Some weeks you get replies, some weeks you get nothing, and you don't know what to fix. Today you are getting three things. A simple sales system designed for micro SaaS, the one thing to focus on depending on your stage, so you stop doing the wrong work at the wrong time, and a weekly routine that turns your inconsistent effort into a predictable pipeline. That's all we want. Alright, I'm going to give you one simple model, and I'm going to show you how the focus changes depending on your stage. Wherever you are, 0, early stage revenue, or around 50K MRR. And I will keep this practical, just things that you can focus on this week. A quick note on how this works. This video is the strategy. I'm giving you the architecture for free so you can apply it. And if you want help implementing it fast and clean, that's what my consulting is for. Before we jump into the map, subscribe. I will keep showing practical system like that, plus dedicated video on the tricky part like channel, qualification, follow-up. And if you want help implementing that into your business, the link to book a call is in the description. Before we jump into the map, I will give you a quick context on why you should trust this model. I'm Vincent. I spent years selling SaaS into companies like Twilio, GitLab, Box.com. The biggest advantage those companies have was never talent, it was systems. This masterclass is the same discipline but rewritten for micro SaaS founders selling alone. Now let me give you the full system, a simple loop you can run every week. In those companies like GitLab, Twilio, Box.com, the difference was never better seller. It was better systems. One week you get replies, next week you get nothing, and you don't even know what to fix. So here is a system. It's 5 parts and they connect like gears. If one gear is weak, the full system slows down. Think of this about refactoring your sales into a clean and minimal code base. If you can't draw your sales system into one map, it's like a repository with no folder structure. I'm going to explain it in a visual map so you can remember it and apply it. Let's go. When you look into this map, you might fall into 2 traps. One trap is trying to do everything at once and burning out. The trap 2 is worse. You just do the one thing you know, like prospecting, and you ignore the rest. You don't even realize that meeting the qualification part and maybe the weekly review is why you're stuck. The goal of this video is to show you the full engine. Now a quick note on stage. You will see I've labeled them by revenue. Stage 1, from 0 to 1K MRR. Stage 2, from 1 to 8K MRR. Stage 3, from 8K to 50K MRR. Treat this number as a raw guide and not like strict number. Look, you might be at 10K MRR but still have a stage 1 problem. That's fine. Use the revenue number as a starting point, but pick the stage that matches your biggest bottleneck right now. I will still show you the full system. Keep in mind that the map stays the same for every stage. What changed is your focus. Okay? At every stage, there is a specific focus that we need to do because that's why you're stuck. Stage number 1, from 0 to 1K MRR. The focus here is clarity and conversation. Once you know who you are, the next job is simple. Start conversation. If you want speed, use outbound. If you want compounding, use organic. So let's focus on targeting. The goal here is to have one crisp sentence you can use everywhere. If targeting is blurry, every channel feels random. Quick proof on the company called VoiceSet. They validated with boost conversation. Real people, real pain, say out loud, that's targeting. The point is not platform, is signal. So when you got the signal, you start conversation. The goal is to get replies from buyers. Pick one lane for 30 days. Communities or outbound. If you want the fastest path, go outbound. For example, you have Loop CV. They posted on Reddit where buyer already aware. Clear problem, ask for feedback, instant conversation. That's the job. The point is not the platform. The point is the signal again. So it's important that you choose the path that you feel more comfortable with. But if you want result fast, go outbound. If you are stage 1, focus on those 3 things. 10 conversation, 1 sentence ICP, and 1 channel. At this stage, what we call go-to-market engineering is very light. Use it to speed up your research, targeting, not to automate outreach yet. And when you want to validate this stage, stage 1, you have conversation every week with prospect. But now you usually hit a new wall. You're busy, but you aren't closing enough. Your calendar is getting full of people who are saying maybe or let me think about it. That's the signal to move on stage 2. At this stage, the goal is not having more call. It's to protect your time. We need to filter for real buyer with real urgency So you only spend time on deals that you can actually close. This is where founders need installation and not advice. A qualification checklist about the buyers. Do they have a timeline? Do they have the budget? Do they have a pain we can solve? Do they have a 30-day wins with our solution? A follow-up structure and a clean pipeline you can review every week. Stage 2 start here. Okay. Qualification is not about closing more. It's about reducing the risk that you waste with your calendar full of tourists. If you have early revenue, the problem change. You have the qualification checklist about the buyers, about the pain that you solve, and about the 30 days win that your solution can make them achieve. You need also to have a call flow structure to make sure that when you jump into the call, you know exactly what's your goal and you know exactly how to run the call actually. This is very important because we're going to review the call together. If you have early revenue, the problem change. Now you need to protect your calendar and you need a clean path to decision. So again, the qualification is about real buyer, they admitted the pain, and there is a clear win in the next 30 days that your solution can make them achieve. The goal of that is fewer calls and higher quality. Quick proof about some night tests. The promise is crystal clear. The right people lean in and the rest drop. The point is not the platform, it's the signal. We also have side GPT, stack on Twitter, Hacker News, and Product Hunt that create a spike. Qualification turn attention into weekly output. The point is not a platform, again, it's a signal. Okay, so you filter out the noise, you have qualified buyer in front of you. Now, the biggest mistake founder make here is just hopping on call to chat or show a demo. That's lead to friend zone. You have a great talk, but it's end with, let me think about it. And that's why we need the sales process adapted to it. Here we stop just chatting. We use a structural call flow to do one thing, drive to a decision. The rule here is simple. If there is no scheduled next step, there is no deal. Here is the call flow you need to use. So every call ends with a clear decision and no confusion. I care about 3 moments: opening, diagnosis, and next step. This is a path from reply booked call to client, so nothing fell into cracks. And this is the path to booked call until to be a client. But if a call has no next step, it goes back to follow-up. As simple as that. So the stage 2 action step, you need 3 qualification checks. You need to standardize your call flow and end every call with the next step. As simple as that. The GTM engineering here at this stage, okay, mean ops, mean operation, template for follow-up, a clear CRM, less syncing, and more consistency. So stage 2 and here. Now we shift to control. At this point, you know how to sell. You have a process and you are closing deals, of course. But the danger in stage 2 is that you're still guessing where the next money is going to come from. 1 month is a record month, the next month is goes down, and that's the feast and famine cycle. You want to run away from that, and to break that, we move at stage 3. Same map, different job. At this stage, you know how to sell, of course. The goal is control, so you can predict output and no hope for it. Weekly review is not about dashboard, it's about reducing the risk of very bad months in terms of revenue. So weekly review is what did we produce? Where is the leak? What is the one fix for next week? This is very important. And the GTM engineering here is stage 3 is not a separate stage. It's a way to reduce your effort and make the system repeatable. That's what we want. And the rule is do it manually, then you automate everything. In stage 1, you use it to speed up research and targeting. In stage 2, you use it to systemize your follow-up and call notes. In stage 3, you use it to track leaks and generate weekly priorities. Stage 3 action plan, you have to schedule weekly review, track 1 metric, and ship 1 fix. As simple as that. And at this stage, GTM engineering is leverage. Signal in, diagnosis out, and 1 priority every week. At this point, you have a system you can run weekly. The Micro SaaS OS, 1 map, 3 stage, same goal every week. If you want help installing it fast, the next step is the call together. But let me give you 3 mistakes I see all the time and fix for each. Mistake number 1, you're staying too broad, and the fix of that is choose 1 urgent problem and stay to it for the next 30 days. Mistake number 2 is automating too early, and the fix to that is conversation first, system second, and automating the last. The mistake number 3 is no weekly routine, and the fix to that is having 1 weekly ritual, same day, same time. Summary. So guys, the full story is simple, same journey, different focus depending on the stage, and founders who win run the loop weekly. If this was useful, subscribe. I will keep pushing practical no fluff system like this here, and if you want help implementing this system